All right, traders, we're in for my Monday session. It's been an easy day, chill day. I'm a little bit sick, and the weather is not great, so I've been taking it easy, mostly reading. Um, Something that's funny I'm reflecting on is so yesterday I had my second close encounter with a shark in the open ocean. It's a white-tipped oceanic shark, and these can be aggressive and we had a bunch of guests. You guys don't know, I work on a marine wildlife vessel. We had a bunch of guests in the water, and I had to help all the guests take off their fins. And while I'm doing this, I couldn't watch my back. We had a couple of safety divers watching the shark, but I don't think my heart rate raised at all. And here I am for my trading session feeling a little bit nervous, right? Like, why do I have more anxiety over something that makes no difference, really, compared to something where my life's in danger? It's so weird. Like physical danger. Trading is more uncomfortable for me than physical danger. So that's putting that in perspective. Now for the nuts and bolts, I've only long orders on right now. Actually, I had a short on ETH higher, and if the market just falls out, I think it's very unlikely, but just starts going straight down, I could take a lot of losses. But I also want the market down to get filled on longs. I have been doing very well the past month. Most of my profits have come from trading the short side, and those signals are seem to be ending for now at least, and it's becoming long dominant. My long system is a lot. I think I don't like it as much. It needs improvement. So a couple things that happened in the past month. I had a long for one Bitcoin. My stop was like $1,500. I didn't get filled by 60 some dollars and then priced around $10,000. So I could have had an extra 10,000. At this also that month, the same thing happened with BNB where it just missed my fill by like less than a dollar on BNB and I had a much wider stop and just ran. And there was one also where I got filled on Bitcoin and it stopped me out by 1 minute. So on one hand, it's like a little bit unlucky in terms of like unlikely, right? On the other hand, though, my system allows for holes like that. And I'm thinking about ways to improve it to make it reduce the volatility and randomness on the long side. One of the reasons why the short side works so much better for me is because I have thousands of altcoins. I can short any altcoin. So there's so many to choose from. So I don't need to be precise. I can have many on. And some work, some don't work, but overall I'm ahead. The problem with the one of the problems with the long side is I'm only trading long. I can trade Bitcoin, Solana, and BNB. Those are really the only three. And um, it adds more variance and also limits the opportunities where I can only trade three. And especially when I'm trading limit orders and I'm trying to be precise, it just hasn't been working that well. So the solution that I'm gonna have is I was just had Bitcoin limit orders and then Bitcoin BNB limit orders. I'm gonna have Bitcoin BNB and Solana limit orders. And what I'm also gonna do is I'm going to cut my orders in half and have like layer them like this. So I might not get filled on one, but I'll get filled on another. Essentially, a hedging and take the variance out, like have staggered entrances and exits. Um, that'll make it less likely that I'm just like 0.1% stopped or 0.1% no filled, right? I will need to be careful and cut my risk down. Like one of the problems with trading like this, as well as if price just goes on a straight line, it's possible to take a lot of losses at once, especially when I'm naked right now and I have no shorts. But it is what it is. That's the plan for today is to split up my limit orders. But yeah, I'm prepared for price to have continued to run without me. Although I was in one long, so let's go ahead and see what has happened. And whatever happens, Okay, I just got filled on the short. No, not quite. Yeah, didn't get filled. Wouldn't have gotten filled in here anyways. Although we've hit a major TP, so I'm maybe okay leaving it alone. BNB no fill, Solana hasn't really moved. Haha, XRP hasn't really done that much. This is the one that I'm in. I was looking at Ray as a possible short, and interestingly, it would have be working. This one I also looked at as well, but I just didn't take. I guess, yeah, look at Pyth. This was such a sick trade. So, all that said, I am up today. Um, let's look. I mean, my only trade is XRP, so in theory I'm up. I didn't get filled on. I'm only up like $150 though. Interesting. I also, yeah, maybe want to do like my MTP trade where I could have just bought a long right here and my stop would have been really wide. That would have worked. But yeah, I need to find a way to fix this because I was stopped out. If we look at Bitcoin, oops. Uh, I had the long I had here. I was only underwater for these 2 minutes. My stop was like right here, and I took it over like $1,000 loss, which would instead be, I think I entered. Where did I enter? I think I entered in here. Yeah, so it would I'd be up like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not here to be like, want to go back in time. I'm just kind of studying what's happened. But this doesn't look on the chart. This isn't a place to enter, right? We hit a major TP. The 70,100 was an idea of a place to um, TP my longs from all the way down here. So interested to see what happens here. Gold, silver, big green day on US 2000, red day on US 100. The stock market's now kind of going sideways. Okay, so let's go through Bitcoin. It's playing out sort of like predicted. I just haven't, it hasn't quite worked for me. But again, I've made plenty of money in this period, and I've made money on the long sides. It's just not been with Bitcoin. It just hasn't quite worked out, but it's okay. Wow. This day I was long way back in August. I will say something that's nice is I'm not really feeling FOMO right now, which is good. Okay, do I still want to be short on ETH? Maybe. We're gonna come back to ETH, but what ETH did was poked into this gap. And this is maybe what I'm talking about of like stagger my orders. This could be another front run as I tried to short ETH in one of these gaps and in one of these gaps, and it just never happened. Hit my TP and then is, it's kind of interesting. We'll see. We'll come back to this. BNB. I don't normally trade XRP, but it just gave a setup. So I took it, but it's kind of weak. Doge is strong, but yeah, I need to improve my long system. Interesting that Ray and GNO, both that I looked at would work. Um, for the most part, it looks like getting out of my shorts was pretty good. I mean, we just did that big red day. So now I'm looking for the most recent signals, and then we're going to go under the hood and look at my advanced indicators. But, I mean, it still looks like a long market. I'm not seeing any new shorts appearing, and we had a swath of long signals appear. But the problem is I cannot trade the long signals on alts, but then I don't have like an easy long signal on Bitcoin. Yeah. Um, yeah, lots of longs. I mean, Kospa is an example where I could be long here, but you just can't buy dip by random like any random alt. Okay, Rune looks interesting. I don't want to be caught here just shorting shit when the market's like going up, so do want to be careful, but go ahead and pour through some altcoins and see. I also want to try to avoid just giving back anything to end the month. Okay, mostly longs. Everything's like at the lows. Dip by longs. It would have been interesting to just come in and buy a bunch of alts. They'd all be working, but I just don't really like it. I mean, it goes against my fundamental of the crypto market is the alts are trash. There's infinite of them. And they don't bounce that hard also, typically. You see one that like mooned and you think, okay, I can just pick them, but most of them don't do that, and you don't really know which one is going to. And then you need to get out anyways. You cannot hold them for as long. Doge, okay. Yeah, I got out of Doge on this day, which is great. Okay, we could have an all-time high this week. Probably will. Maybe XRP will carry. Yeah, I mean, just no pullback whatsoever. Even here, I was looking to get in here, maybe. It wouldn't have filled. I could find a way to market enter, right? I mean, I could have market entered here. It wouldn't be up that much, so it'd be up half an R or so. I think just like keep waiting and chop up my entries. That said, let's go ahead and now get under the hood. And since there's no alts to trade, all I need to do is look at the majors today and XRP, which will save me some time. The funding rate, it's not crazy high. I mean, it's definitely a hot market. Here it looks super high, but I mean, it can be high and continue. It's possible. To me, I would definitely not want to be a buyer here. I mean, there's money to just buying like when we hit an old monthly high, but this would be a predictable TP, and we may just go up no pullback, but that would be a predictable place to be like, I will TP here. Yeah, I'm in this Bitcoin long, which It's probably going to make sense to pull. I mean, worst case, I have exposure via XRP. It's not moving as well as the others, but I mean, I'm up on the day, so can't be too unhappy. And I'm alive. But yeah, my long strategy needs work. I like my asset selection. I like the general strategy. It just hasn't worked. Like, yeah. Honestly, like I had a long on Bitcoin. I think that would have been stopped out. The one that I closed. I don't remember. I would have to go back and look. But I had longs here and here, and my stop was somewhere before this. So I think I might have been stopped out here if I had held it. And then yeah, my stop was like right near the bottom, but it just needed to be a little bit. Yeah. No, no, no. Needs needs some work. Needs some work. That's okay. I'm in here, I'm making money. And also my YouTube's been blowing up. Interesting. Okay. The first thing I'm noticing is the absolute mooning on open interest. I would, yeah, this looks like an okay place to be short Bitcoin. Not that I don't do that, as it goes against my rules to short Bitcoin when I can short alts. But I'm okay waiting for lower. I'm gonna show you why. We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back to this. Okay. So I'm gonna all right. This needs to feel like just taking a shit, right? And that's good. I don't feel any FOMO that I might have earlier on. Okay. Interesting. So first let's look at Bitcoin. And I see, yeah, price is going higher, but we also made a new all-time high in open interest at 22.5 billion. So from this low where I got stopped out, we added $2.5 billion worth of aggregate open interest, and it's majority long. I don't know how much by volume. That said, the global funding rate is pretty low. So, I mean, altcoins look positioned pretty well, honestly. Where I tagged out, altcoins went negative, so I think it's correct to get off the altcoin short train. I think it might be okay to wait on Bitcoin though and say this is probably not safe for a long. It might be fine for, I mean, we could even make a new all-time high on like insane open interest and funding. Those things can happen. I'm seeing weakness on the majors though, not on alts. Why do I say that? Well, Solana has failed to make a new high, well, and it's just like at a possible sell point on Solana right now. BNB looks a lot stronger. Um, ETH looks a little bit weak. Let's come back though. Okay. So ETH, let's move on to ETH. Again, we're seeing spot kind of selling, and then open interest is all the way back up to 9.4 billion when it was down here at 8.7 billion. BNB looks stronger, where yes, we're having open interest rising, but spot seems to be supporting it. If we zoom out though, the one on the bottom is aggregate open interest global. Let's wait for this to load. Okay. Um, right, open interest is back. It's not at an all-time high. It's near an all-time high for the market as a whole. Okay. Then let's look at Solana. I don't know that I want to rush in and short here. I don't. I mean, the open interest is climbing. Funding rate is predicted to go a little bit higher, but like funding rate isn't out of control by any means. Spot's been participating in this move. What I like about Ripple is it's probably harder to go down just because so much open interest was already flushed out. It's just been declining open interest, right? So this one would be easier to pump if the volume comes in. So I like leaving XRP. I feel like what I should do is wait. I could consider some shorts on majors, but not on the alt market. But it's just it's sort of dangerous to do so. And I can look at what Rune. I guess this Rune, Doge. Ray is actually maybe shortable now, and that might be a better way to do it, as it's already started to bleed off and creating bearish fair value gaps. Actually, yeah, that would be better. And maybe I could lift my ETH short then. I just don't really like being short. I don't really like being short the market here, or short, I don't really like being short ETH. So I'm gonna close my ETH short here. Okay. Now, that out of the way, let's look at Ray. Okay, let's look at Ray. I'm gonna keep Solana up. Solana? No, I cannot short Solana, but I do like the idea of trying to play for pullback. Oh, I don't know, just where Solana is. It looks good to me. I feel like this is maybe free money on Solana. Something like this. Knowing what Bitcoin just did, I would want to keep it small, but I would want to probably get in right away. Something like this. It would need to be small though. Let's come back. It's not urgent. BNB's kind of moving. It's super dangerous market to short though, so I mean maybe just yeah, continue to leave it alone. I have Ray, GNO, and then I'm interested in Doge and Solana. No, Doge and what's the other one? Um, Rune is the one. Oh yeah, Solana. Yeah, I mean there's like mooning and open interest. It's true. Yeah, spike up in funding rate right here. Kind of like it, honestly. It's just trying for a pullback to this fair value gap. Let me wait. I want to do it. Possibly. I want to look at these other ones first. Futures spot, open interest. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so raise shortable, I think. But still, funding's positive and it's the move happened. Gnosis I don't like as much. It looks weird. It's already given back all this open interest, but it's just at a higher price. Doge? Yeah, open interest is mooning. Yeah, Doge. Rune as well. Rune looks very shortable. The problem is just the timing on Rune. Yeah, Rune. It hasn't shown weakness yet. That's the problem. Is it? I need it to show some kind of weakness before I can trade it short. Same thing with Doge. So maybe Rune will reach up and take this level, but I got the sense that it's going to be a good time to short the market. Bitcoin hit a major TP. I'm taking too long to do this. The Solana is like a lower time frame move, so let's do it. Okay. Solana at the market, 77 to 82, like 5. I'm gonna short 100. Okay, so I'm in Solana. I'm not gonna call it, yeah, I mean, arguably this is outside of my system. Okay. Entry model, S&P of high. What's the confluence is BTC peak sell, relative weakness, open interest mooning, positive funding. So maybe it doesn't work, but we'll do it. So I'm allowing for a sweep higher, and I'm just a non-greedy target at all. Targeting right down here at 170.2. TP 170.2. My stop is going to be at 182.7. Okay. It's a good amount of risk. So, Ray, like I want to short Ray. It's dumping right now. Ray is the one that's doable, right? Gino, not as much. Yeah, so I wish I was moving faster on Ray because I don't really like shorting here, but it is what it is. My stop would be right inside of this high, something like that. So let me get in and then can kind of figure it out. Maybe wait for a price to bounce a little bit, but it doesn't matter. My stop's going to be quite wide on this one. So Ray, it's like Solana is saying no. It's a fast way to lose also, this scenario. Ray, okay. It's not loading. What's going on? Okay, I'm gonna disconnect from the Wi-Fi. Do something like that. Okay, at the market, what's my leverage gonna be? I can do 10x at most. Okay, at the market, my stop's gonna be 3.522. Okay, I have 475. Okay, okay. So we're in there on Ray. I need, I like my target based on open interest. I don't know, this one's, let's see, I mean, I'll target down here. How much is that? Is that 2R? It's less. That's close. Target right down there. 2.65. Okay. Then don't know that I can do it. I want a short rune too. Rune looks, it hasn't signaled quite right on the chart, but under the hood it looks very good. Like it's all pumped with leverage. So I'm kind of interested in that. Just predicting this. Run my stop. I'm gonna run my stop super wide on this one. I should probably wait until tomorrow, but I think it's okay doing it now. I want to see weakness coming first, right? Solana. BNB's going. I mean, we could get there despite open interest. Also, we could go higher before pulling back. I really want to do Rune. It looks, mm, yeah, just these large leverage coming in, like the open interest increase has been insane. XRP, it's good. Solana. I don't know that I want to be full of shorts here, but honestly think it's okay. So I'm gonna take Rune also. Mm, okay, Rune, we had Ray. Try it again. Ray is for sure a legitimate short. MTP. Rune, how would I describe Rune? Um, an interest moon. I could wait. I could wait till tomorrow. Be okay with that, maybe. It's all going up. Okay, let's leave that alone for now. So I have a long on Solana down here. Um, yeah, I mean, it's like I have these areas marked, and then I didn't long it because I don't long ETH, but I had this area marked, right? Yeah, somehow didn't make it out of that. But again, this is not a place where I would want to long Bitcoin at the market. This feels like a pretty dangerous spot. Um, yeah, let's look at, I want a short Rune. I'm gonna do it. It's maybe a little bit sketchy, but it looks extremely good, and I can run my stop very wide and just do a low RR thing that's very likely. It looks very good. I mean, it's so pumped with open interest, mostly leverage, very inefficient move up. When Bitcoin is hitting a TP area, try it. 6.5. So I'm gonna set it at 6.54. Okay. 6.54. That works. I'm gonna risk a little bit more. I said I was gonna increase my risk, but I'm not really doing it. And yeah, I like to target all the way this move down. Why not? Why not? I mean, I could target closer in one of these areas. That might be more likely. Like, just target this area. I mean, in theory, I'm running my stop wider than is dictated. I just want to be able to absorb. Price comes up here and starts coming down. This would be more likely, but is it possible we could cascade all the way down? For sure. Does seem possible. At 4.551. I mean, put on a lot of shorts, honestly. Um, we had some major liquidations. I wonder if price could come all the way back down there. Why not? Price can do anything. I know today price hit a major TP that was my TP for weeks. 70,100. I cannot be the only one. So I'm looking here and I'm looking here. Makes sense to me. Price can go higher, but I don't feel safe longing it here, right? I mean, just look on the chart. This was my TP. It was like 70,200 right here. This line, this was my TP. For longs for months was my TP. I cannot be the only one. Yeah, pretty dangerous. And I wish my Solana was maybe bigger, or my XRP was maybe bigger. But I kind of like just rolling with that. Yeah, pulling the ETH short, it doesn't look like I want to be a seller right there, and there's better ones. ETH stacking higher lows, which can be bullish. It's usually bullish, right? Yeah, maybe we're gonna see some rotation happen. But I like continuing to wait for lower on Bitcoin. Um, if I were to chase, if I were to do a chase entry, I could enter right here. I don't really like it that much though. It seems like unlikely for price to come back down here unless it goes lower, right? Made money on this move. I think I made money on this move, and then yeah, I just missed this. It is what it is. It's okay. Now if I'm gonna look at the liquidation heat map, I don't know that I see a reason to chase. And I have that on, yeah. I think waiting for lower or just stepping aside is fine. I mean, I have longs on BNB and Solana too. Solana seems the most likely to work, but same thing with BNB, where at this point I'm just assuming we're gonna take this high. And after that, maybe there's a more retracted pullback, but not wanting to. And I don't know that I want to trade inside of this wick on BNB. I chose to try it on Solana. Oh. I missed on BNB too by like a penny. This is problem with my long system. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm unlucky or God doesn't favor me. God definitely favors me. But I was in this 1 hour gap right here in the middle of it. And my stop, I had a pretty tight stop. It was like this. And I didn't get filled by, it was about $1. And it would be running at 4.5 R. But yeah, I think I need to be. The thing is, it's hard for me to have gotten filled here because even if I put my entrance at the front of the gap, it just would have also still not filled. And then I wasn't available on this day, I think, to enter. Yeah, it was too late by the time it entered. And then just it's just not coming back, like wouldn't have filled, so is what it is. Maybe we just are gonna trend straight to new all-time highs. It wouldn't really surprise me. and I feel like I'm making a mistake on my shorts. Not from the chart, but I mean, it's not going to ruin me if the shorts don't work. I want to give them time to play out. Rune's definitely early, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, Doge is absolutely launching right at this very moment. I haven't looked at sheep in a while. What's up with sheep? I think I might call my investor and talk with him, and maybe come back. Sometimes I take an activity after the session is over. Well, my longs are my shorts. Like my short position is bigger. I just think it's bad. I think, right? I mean, just my overall market view was long and long lower. And I would be fine having some of these shorts as hedges, but it's not so simple. Okay, I like Rune, right? The whole market's like having jumbo candles, but Rune isn't. Wow. Would be up $2,000. The Bitcoin one would be up big too. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin at a new all-time high tomorrow, honestly. And then what? Where does it go from there? Could go to 100. It's not so high. It's only like 30%. Yeah, I don't really like how the session has gone. I said this looks like free money and it's just immediately going against me. All of them. Yeah, I think the best thing is do nothing. I might just take an L on everything. Close them early for a small loss. I don't really like it. I don't know. I'm not perfect. Probably just leave it, see what happens. My risk isn't crazy big, so I can possibly lose, and it's all good. It won't ruin my month. Yeah, I do feel like I I don't love where I'm shorting the market, but based on open interest and liquidity, like the market is so hot. But this is somewhere that I know that I struggle when the market runs away and people are euphoric and longs are winning. That can go on for some time sometimes. And usually that's what it looks like as price goes to new all-time highs. I mean, that's the entirety of this year with gold, right? Rune, I like Rune the most, honestly, because it's responding the worst. It doesn't mean it's a good, yeah. I don't really like the Solana trade, how this is going, but it still might work. So the basis of the Solana is just funding being really high and it being relatively showing relative weakness the past couple days. Spot buying, open interest kind of mooning, and being a place on the chart right here where it's likely to have a small pullback from. So I like trying to weather it. Yeah, okay. But I mean, kind of expecting higher prices, especially, I don't know, ETH's kind of coming into a possible sell-off zone. It's maybe okay. I just really don't love it, but I don't know. I didn't risk that much, so it'll be okay. All right. Happy trading, folks. Much love. Peace.